Okay, so Fabien, what's your darkest point in your life and how did you get out of it?
I reckon the darkest point was when my then wife left me for another woman. She left me another. I should have seen it coming. I met at the state softball carnival. Now, for me to not see that state softball carnival was going to lead her into the arms of another woman,
Yeah.
to me was the equivalent of like imagining like a house in a paddock, and there's all these tornadoes around the house.
Yeah.
Like in the past, though, that house has been in just a normal street where there was no tornadoes.
Yeah.
Now it was surrounded by tornadoes, and I didn't think that there'd be a chance that it'd get sucked up by a tornado. So then when it got sucked, even though there was a few times where the house had told you that its deepest fantasy was to be sucked up by a tornado, like I knew that. I knew she was... But anyway, that was probably the darkest moment, and I guess the way that I got out of it was I just told myself, well, it wasn't you, because she's decided to be into women. And you're not a woman, so you couldn't have done anything. Yeah. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
The fact that you were probably a terrible lover and a horrible person to be around, it's got nothing to do with it, because it's a woman and not a man. If it had been another man, I would have been like, oh, what have I been doing wrong? But because it's another woman, I'm like, nah, no blame here.
That's alright.
Nothing to do with me.
I just suck at cunnilingus.
Yes! Sometimes you got to get a professional in. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to fix the plumbing. Get a plumber in. Turns out that was fucked. Bring a lady in.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me. So it took a long time before I came to that realisation.
What brought you to that realisation? What was the catalyst?
The catalyst was obviously just to look at myself in the mirror and just to go, hang on a minute. I'm nothing like the person she's left me for. I'm my own, and then I went out there and I just bloody slided it up for a while. That's the best thing you can do. Just get back on the bike.
You got on the horse again.
Yeah, I got back on the horse.
Yeah.
And I bolted out the starting gates and I just had another crack. And
I remember the first time I met you, and I just remember you going, yeah, my wife, she hates me.
Yes!
She hates me.
And it started off being a joke, but eventually it wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But you were surprised?
I was a bit surprised. It caught me completely off guard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it made a lot of sense. Like, she's like, oh, I'm going to be out.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm just down the softball club. Rightio.
Yeah, okay.
Rightio.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. But anyway, all turned out for the best in the end.
Would there be a point when it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just put me out of my misery?
Yes. No, what I think this is what all blokes that have the lady say to them that they want to break up, I think all blokes do the wrong thing. Yeah. Every bloke tries to fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
No.
I can change, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the wrong thing. Don't do that. The opposite is you should go, oh, well, it's fucked, is it? Yes. Well,
okay.
I'll jump off.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I reckon all blokes forget when they're in this situation. This is real talk now, right?
Yeah, okay.
Is that you think, oh, if I somehow change and fix things, she'll go back, it'll all be okay again. Yeah. But guess what? She's already told you that she doesn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
And you changing it just prolongs the inevitable that she'll somehow either leave you or fucking put arsenic in your coffee and kill you in your sleep. Just fucking get out of there before she kills you in your sleep.
Yeah, that's true. Move on.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
They'll poison you.
Yeah.
Fucking poison.
Fucking witches.
AttitudeConsultant.com.
That was recording now. Testing. Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. Not even in character, mate. We'll just do that while we get into costume.
Yeah. Where's the costume, mate?
I don't know, mate. I've got to fix up together. Feel free to do your voice warm-ups while I get it, mate.
No.
Do you have any ritual you like to...
No, just a couple. I like to just sit back and tell myself that I'm better than everybody else.
That helps?
Yeah, massively. I always like to go up on stage knowing, especially when I'm about to talk, telling myself that, guess what? You're better than all of those guys.
Yeah.
They suck. Even if they don't. Even if they're better than you. I always tell myself, no, No, you deserve to believe you're better than them.
So you out for the shit out of the room, do you?
Yeah, in my mind only. When people go, "Are you nervous before you do things?" So I'm never nervous. Get a little bit angry though sometimes.
Yeah.
I get grumpy. And then I just don't like to interact with people pre-gig. I'm not very good at talking to people before something.
All right, that's important because PR and shit.
Well, that's what they reckon. But that's why I reckon I've got nowhere, because I want to tell everyone to get fucked before I've started. Yeah, well, here we are.
Yeah, welcome to the Miley Lounge,
Whoa,
mate. Thanks for coming down.
Mate, this is great.
Yeah, no, are you a fan of the Miley?
Yeah, I am.
Are you comfortable?
No,
You're the first person guest I've ever interviewed on the couch. See, the good thing about doing podcasts is I can record them without putting any pants on, but I have put them on for you.
No, I like
so I hope you appreciate that.
No, and the thing is, I'm obviously wearing pants as well, because I feel like the quilt cover thing that's on top of the Miley Lounge has been touched without pants on too many times that I actually wish I had an extra pair of pants on, to be honest. If I had a second or third pair of pants, that'd be good too.
Yeah, had a shower, came to the Miley Lounge, and then had another shower afterwards.
Yeah, just because of the vibe.
That's good. We'll start the interview very shortly. We haven't even done the sound check yet.
No, it sounds good.
I hope it does sound good. The mic is a bit closer to you, so you're going to be louder.
Yeah.
Okay, talk for me.
Yeah, how's it sound, mate? Does it sound alright?
It's actually not too bad.
Okay, well that's good then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's good. Get a little bit of the birds chirping in the background.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, thanks for coming, mate. We've got Fabien Clarke here on the Attitude Consultants.
Oh, it's just good to be here, mate.
Mate, thanks for coming. What a great feast we had.
Yeah, mate, I couldn't believe it. I got in and you just cooked up a steak. Yeah. We had chips. You had a gravy that you prepared. Microwave
packet gravy. Yeah.
Microwave gravy.
Yeah, can't be fucked
chips. That you had the first time I've ever been somewhere where next to the barbecue was a deep fryer.
Yep.
Just to add that extra level of fry to the.
Mate.
Oh, mate, it felt good.
Yeah.
Just felt good to eat what some might call unhealthy food. That felt good to me.
Right.
My missus is a bit of a health freak. Like we're not even talking little. We're talking next level.
Like, vegan stuff.
We eat meat once a week. The rest of the week, there's no meat at our place for the environment or something. Right. So I like the idea of eating meat out there. Well, that was great. Yeah. That was worse than cheating on her. If she knew that I ate that out there, we just ate the deep fried goodness of that food.
Yeah.
If I went home and told her that I did that, that's worse than if I'd slept with another woman. If I slept with another woman, she'd be like, "No, okay, at least your like arteries aren't clogged." But like that's what she'd be upset about. But that's what happened.
Okay.
Late at night, on the way home from things, I'll go to like a fast food joint and I'll get some Maccas or whatever, and I'll sit in the car park and I'll eat that. Not even like in the car park of the Maccas, like a street before my house. I'll stop. And I'll eat Maccas in the car and then find someone's rubbish bin to put all the rubbish in.
Like a shame wank, mate.
It's like, that's what it is. I do shame eats.
Yeah.
The equivalent of a shame wank. I don't cry, well I do sometimes. But sometimes it just hurts, you know
Have you ever done the trifecta where you're masturbating as well?
Well,
like all three?
No, I haven't, but you've given me something to try and achieve. I'll be like, "Hey, Rowan, I'm back to trifecta." And you'll be like, "You know exactly what I'm doing."
You've just eaten a triple cheeseburger at the side of some bin while you're having a wank.
Mate, I've never eaten a burger in the shower, but maybe that's another thing I should try for a cry wank in the shower with a burger.
Shower burgers are horrible. It's soggy. You've got to do the shower beer.
Oh, yeah. Shower beer's good.
Shower beers are fantastic. I like to start each live performance with a shower beer as a ritual.
It's just like...
Kind of feels like I'm on a holiday, because I haven't been on a holiday since 2009.
Shit.
So that's the closest I'll get to, like, fucking Bali and shit.
That's your riding a scooter without a helmet on.
Yeah, absolutely.
A shower beer.
A shower beer.
Fucking hell. That's okay.
One night I was so depressed, I went through the KFC drive-thru and grabbed one of those big buckets for $10.
Yes.
And I sat back, got myself a bottle of white wine, and I sat in this couch and just imagined myself in first class.
You just put the esky next to the couch. You're like, hosty, another one, thanks. And then you just reach down and pick out another bit. Oh, thank you.
All these deep fried treats.
That's amazing. You get Uber Eats and you tell them in the description, can you walk in and can you hand it to me like I'm a first-class passenger, please? Imagine that.
Yeah, Uber class.
Well, you text it, like you say,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I'd like the chicken wings, thanks. But could you walk into my house and give them to me like I'm a king? Could you do that? And could you bow it? Could you bow and leave the room whilst with your backwards? You know how they sort of this, and you kind of
and say the royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, okay, let's all make that happen. That's
yeah, for sure. Write that down. Oh, we don't need to. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, shit. All right. That's an app waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so waiting to happen. We need to make that happen, mate.
Fuck yeah. I'm kind of, when I Google an idea, that it's already been done. The part of me is disappointed, but the other part of me is kind of a little bit relieved.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank fuck, I don't have to go through that process of people trying to steal my intellectual property, having to chase funding. This seems like a lot of fucking hard work.
But have you ever thought, if you take it on the next level, I think of it two ways. I think, thank goodness that happened because somebody else is thinking like me. I'm not a weirdo. Do you know what I mean? There's others out there.
That's good.
Or you think, fuck, someone's stolen my intellectual property from my mind.
Yeah.
How did they do that?
Inception shit.
Yeah, how'd they get into it? They got into my mind and they stole my ideas. There are two ways to look at it.
Well, we're at that point now where we're running out of ideas now, though, when we're just repackaging old shit.
That's what everyone does, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what? That's more successful than coming up with a new one. People are scared of new ideas.
Yeah.
People aren't scared of something that happened before but done differently.
Yeah, I know, you're right. We are investing a lot in nostalgia. Like, you look at all the fucking movie remakes.
Mate, all of them. And all the good ones. And that's bullshit. I hate new movies where the special effects are too good.
Yeah.
I fucking don't want that. I want to be watching an action movie where I can tell that all the violence is absolutely choreographed. All the blowing up is called all bullshit. I hate when it's realistic. I want to see an Arnold Schwarzenegger who's 63 times bigger than any normal human would have been, and him fight 74 blokes, somehow kill them all with one shot, and then be a hero at the end with a big explosion. That's what I want to see. I don't want realism. I don't want a story. I want no story, just action, please.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah, because it's a little bit too close to the truth. And you don't want truth.
I want truth.
You want larger than life, don't you?
Yes. I actually want zero truth in my entertainment. I want it all to be fictional. That's what I like.
Okay.
Except for myself, obviously, when I do stand-up comedy...
It's all real.
It's all too real.
Yeah.
But I want the rest of the entertainment to all be complete bullshit. It's the only way I can live with myself.
That's a bit entitled, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think, maybe?
Yeah, mate, probably. But I don't know. I just think the way that the realism is
What if
real.
people are thinking about that when they're listening to your shit?
Yeah, that's true. People listen to my shit, they probably don't think it's believable.
Yeah.
But it did happen to me.
I really like where this is going, by the way. I had an agenda, I'd written a few questions, but kind of just threw that out and we're just chatting.
We're going a different way, but that's what I like about...
This is nice, though, isn't it?
It is, mate. Well, we're just being true.
Yeah.
As much as I just said that I don't like the truth, but we're being
completely truthful, because I've written all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
And,
well, it doesn't make...
Fuck that.
It is more fun. Well,
we're not getting paid, so who gives a fuck?
Well, and the people out there listening, just fucking enjoy yourselves. Strap yourselves in, get your ears working, and just have a good time, because this is good shit. Like, this isn't the worst thing you could listen to. Like, fuck, we're just two blokes sitting in front of a shrine to Miley Cyrus. Yeah. There's an ornament of a fucking wrecking ball right there. That's unbelievable. You crafted that out of a Barbie doll and some party supplies.
Mirror ball, yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. I went to a party with heaps of them in my hair, the mirror balls in my dreads, but they were the ones with the battery pack, and I had the battery pack stuck to the top of my head, and I didn't realise that it was going to heat up, and I actually fried the top of my head with the battery pack. Had no idea because I was so boozed up because it was free drinks at this Christmas party. And I've come home from that, and I've rolled out of my car, drunk as fuck, out of an Uber. And my across-the-road next-door neighbour, who I'd never met before, was sitting on her front lawn with a bloke who I assumed was her boyfriend. Well, I'd seen her, but never seen this guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I love your disco balls in your hair." And I went over there, and I sat between them, and then they got me drinks, and I just sat there and drank with them for a few hours. And then I didn't find out till a day or so later that wasn't even her boyfriend. That was a Tinder date.
Right.
And she'd called me over to try and... She didn't want to let the dude in her house. That's why they were sitting on their front lawn.
Ah.
And I was merely brought over as like a weird disco ball cock block, is what I was.
Fantastic.
And I did. And then this is where the story gets even funnier.
Yeah. Okay.
So then she's friended me up on Facebook. Oh, I'm your neighbour across the road. Thanks so much for coming and, kind of breaking up my day. I wanted you to go.
You're the diversion.
Yeah, well done, thank you. I'm like, okay, we stayed sort of friends. Then the dude from the cock block situation, he fucking contacts me on Facebook and he's like, oh, hey, remember I met you in your neighbour's front yard the other night? Oh, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And he's like, oh, I want to come to your Fringe show. Do you mind if I come to your Fringe show? And I was like, sure, mate, no worries. I think I'm going to invite, I won't say her name, I'm going to invite your next door neighbour to the... And I went, okay. And then she messages me and she goes, do you remember that guy that I got you to help get rid of that night? I went, yeah.
Yep.
She goes, well, he actually is trying to use your Fringe show as a way to take me out on another date. So I was initially the cock block.
And you're now the Cupid.
Now I'm the Cupid. So I've been a cock block and a Cupid in the same scenario.
Gee, wow.
You want to know how this ended?
Yes.
He turned up by himself to my show.
Yeah.
And there was about 3 audience members, apart from him. They all sat on one side of the audience.
Yeah.
And he sat by himself on the other.
Yeah.
They laughed. He just sat there looking like, oh, well, I've invested $20 that I'll never get back into a date. You know what I mean? It was fucking priceless.
Wow.
So weird.
You need to tell that story, but there needs to be more of a twist at the end.
Yeah, I've got to come up with something better.
Something bad needs to happen.
Yeah,
or something incredibly ironic.
Something amazing needs to happen, but that's I just gave you the true version, but we could work on that and make it funny.
It's just this weird crossover,
Yeah,
mate.
they were heavily defined roles.
Yeah.
But they were the two opposite roles. Like in the same movie.
You're good cop, bad cop.
I was both,
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, I still talk to that neighbour. She's quite lovely. But
Do you fantasise about her, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does your partner handle flirting and stuff like that?
She
Because you'd obviously get a lot of attention from the females when you're on stage.
Well, this is the thing. Like, we got a... This is kind of... it's getting deep now. We got a weird sort of setup where she doesn't find any of that stuff a bad thing. We're kind of... I guess we're kind of hippie-ish, kind of new age in a way. She's more upset if I went out on a date and had dinner and then maybe did something with it. Like, if I was to have just slept with someone, she's like, well, that's just sex. That doesn't, it's nothing. It's just a human need. Yeah. But if you were to, and that's cool. But if you were to if I was to say, I went and saw a painting with a girl, and we both went, oh fuck, we've both got an emotional connection to that painting. Yeah. Let's both talk about it. She'd be real upset about that. How could you have a connection?
Wow, it's
more of the connection.
Weird, different jealousy.
Yeah, it's more the connection that's the bad thing, not the actual act of doing stuff.
Oh, so she'll let you go out and fuck someone as long as you didn't say you loved them when
Yes! That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a different... But you know what's weird is that she's not alone in that. It's a different era we live in now.
Do you have the same feelings, though? Do you hold the same values? Because that's important. If you feel differently, then you've got a problem.
Well, definitely. That's what's
Are you just doing what you're told, though?
Yes!
How's that working out for you, mate? How's that working out for you?
I'm sitting here on a Miley couch, secretly aroused by pictures of a fucking teen idol. It's weird, isn't it?
I feel a bit bad enabling your shame fucking crywank by cooking you a steak and chips.
Oh, well, this is what happens.
I nearly texted you, said, are you a fucking vegan? But you've done a lot of stuff with Ivan Aristogetter.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I just assumed that
Mate,
you love the meat.
This was a less cooking show style version of exactly what me and Ivan Aristogetter used to do together.
Oh, is it Aristogetter?
Aristogetter.
I thought it was Aristogetter, like he gets a Aristi. Like a Aristogetter.
Yeah, that's he does say that a bit. I think that's his little line for the ladies.
That's how I remembered it, though. I wouldn't have remembered his name otherwise unless he said that. What a nice guy, though.
Yeah,
he's such a nice guy.
We used to do a podcast years ago called Sauce and Salsa together.
Yeah.
And the way that used to come about is I'd turn up to his house, he'd cook me this crazy Spanish dinner, and then we'd talk about stuff, and then he'd heavily edit it because he didn't want to offend anybody. It's very unoffensive.
Yeah, well, that's what's working out for him.
It is. That's why he's killing it.
Maybe that's why he's not.
Editing. That's what he does. Shit.
He edits the shit. Well, it's important. I think it's all about the editing.
Mate.
And I mean, we've done NEIS, man. We know all about that. I've got my bloody
Business plan?
business plan there. Should I get it out?
Oh, mate, tell me
I
something.
haven't looked at it since I got approved.
I need to hear your business plan.
I couldn't get disability because I was kind of mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range.
Where I was kind of... I kind of reached that point in my life. It was like a crossroads.
Yep.
And I explain it like, do I play the Joker card?
Yeah.
Or do I play the brown card?
Right.
The cripple card.
Ah.
I didn't want to make that my identity.
Right.
So I chose to completely take the piss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But punching up, of course.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not out to troll. I'm out just to survive because I don't want to become homeless.
Yeah, correct.
And I don't want to be in hospital again.
Yeah.
I want to keep this house. So I chose that, and that's why I decided to go on NEIS.
Yep.
And this is my business plan. To be honest with you, it was a bogus plan. I didn't earn a single dollar doing what I said I'd do.
Yep.
But I did sell cassette tapes.
Yep.
Kept an Excel spreadsheet on all the
Brilliant.
inventory count and sales. Because it's all about paperwork. You just got to do what they say.
That's how the government system works.
Yeah. The ironic thing is the paperwork for NEIS is actually easier than the paperwork for New Start.
Yeah, no, it would be.
Dull.
You're better off to attempt to start a small business than to...
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Well, at least your business is working well, isn't it?
Well, I guess it is now.
You got yourself in a leopard print T-shirt.
Back in front of it, managed to fund all this. I've got a pull-up banner.
Yeah.
But,
all the goals are kicked. You've got business cards?
Business cards, yeah. Little matches.
Fuck, brilliant. Everything's good.
Get some of those.
I think it's running well, mate.
Yeah.
You've ticked every possible goal. Look at that. You just got...
Yeah, I've just basically put my goals and KPIs. You'd run everything through a SWOT analysis. Yeah, remember the SWOT and test analysis?
Yeah. You've killed it, mate.
You killed it?
You're killing it right now.
Yeah.
Just killing it.
You got me into NEIS, mate.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I would have lost this place.
Saved your
You
life,
fucking
mate.
saved my life, mate.
Yeah. Because I love NEIS. Basically, anyone out there that's thinking that they would go, oh, how can we do something, try to attempt to start a business in something without having to do any of the other Centrelink gear all the time. Like
we should explain what NEIS stands for.
Yeah, do it.
Not employed, it sucks. No. The National Enterprise Incentive Scheme.
Yes.
So that's basically a government grant, isn't it?
Yeah, what it is, essentially, is if you're a comedian or an artist of some sort, it's a way for you to have a 9-month or free hit at it to try and make it that thing, basically.
And you weren't the first comic to do it, were you? There was another Jason Pestel, Ben Darso have done it.
Yeah, Michael Bowley. I think there was a whole array of comedians that had given it a crack to then try and become somewhat of a business person out of it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I loved it. I met some cool dudes doing it. Some real characters. Because the thing about NEIS is it's a lot of people's last hit. Like yourself, it's a lot of people's last kind of ditch effort to not have to turn up to a job network. That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So, some awesome characters I met along the way. But it was good fun. I wouldn't mess it for the world. But what else are we going to talk about, mate? Where are we going?
You want to talk about, mate.
Where are we going? Where are we going with
this? We're just going on a bit of a natural flow here.
Yeah.
I think it was almost like we were just endorsing NEIS. This this podcast could be sponsored by NEIS.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
that would be
NEIS
great.
Sponsorship.
Oh, I could just see us doing ads for NEIS, wouldn't it?
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
We could be like pin-up boys for NEIS.
Oh yeah, look at these two blokes living it well.
Yeah, that's it. Did you find like you just crashed and burned after 9 months? Like, where did you go?
No,
Was it sustainable?
It was initially.
Yeah.
And it was initially, and then life changed a bit as far as when I was kind of single.
Yeah.
Just having to support yourself. I found that I was fucking boom, ready to rock and roll. Right?
Did you have kids at the time?
I had kids, but they weren't living with me.
Okay.
So now, since that time, all of them, bar one, all live with me again.
All right. So you ran away from your problems, and then your problems came back.
Yes, they came back because they were there the whole time.
Yeah.
So I ran away from the problems, and the problems came back. Now I've got all the children.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to feed 4 people off your dreams.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So you just got to try and make money to do that. Whereas the NEIS, if I was still on NEIS now, like as they were paying me, it'd be fine.
Yeah, but it's can you do it now? But you can't because it has to be an original idea, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with a new harebrained idea, and I thought of one.
What about our Uber one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, do our Uber idea.
I've thought of this other one that I think's absolute bullshit and wouldn't be really that sustainable. But the way the world's going at the moment with all this kind of global warming and this and that, I thought a lawnmower business where it's all by hand. You go and cut people's lawn by hand, right?
Yeah.
And you've got to ride your bike there because it's all no fossil fuel, right? So you got to turn up with a bicycle and just some other way to cut the lawn, and it might take you a day and a half to do one person's lawn, and you still charge about the same amount as what a lawn. So for like $70,
it's good if you've got time to spare.
Yeah, you just sit there and you cut it by hand, and you can tell them that it's guaranteed that doesn't affect the ozone. There's no footprint done. All you need is a big pair of shears or something.
Yeah.
Or one of those push mowers, like the ones that don't really work. So you just need one of those push mowers.
Yeah. So it'd be the sort of business where you'd earn like $20,000 but evaluated at $2 million.
I could franchise it.
Yeah.
This be me just...
What about get people from work for the dole to work for you?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And there's
fantastic.
Yeah, so I've thought that, and so you get one of those bikes, you get a bike trailer, you put your mowing gear on the trailer, and everywhere your business work would have to be like riding distance from the house. Yeah. I don't really like riding that far, so I'd essentially only be able to do 3 or 4 suburbs in like the closest 3 or 4 suburbs, but it would all be there'd be no footprint. You know what I mean? No footprint.
Yeah,
so I could claim that.
It's
no
good for the
footprint.
environment. Yeah. I kind of feel that we need to take a beer break.
Yeah, I've got to go in about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's heaps of time, man. We'll close it up.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps for this. What, you got to pick up the kids?
Yeah, school run.
All right, we'll bring it back.
Bring it back.
I'm going to highly edit this.
Yeah. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah.
Do you mind if I maybe go back to my structured stuff?
Yeah. Let's do it.
That.
Let's do a structured one, and then you can edit it in.
Yeah.
Because I reckon we've probably got... Yeah, see how we go.
All right, well, let's go by that script, because we spent a lot of time on it.
Any one of those you want to do.
All right. And we basically chatted about gigs where you felt you've been set up for failure.
Yes.
Like really bad gigs, and you know that no matter how well you perform, it's going to suck, and you're going to crash and burn.
Oh.
Like, what's your worst gig, and how have you dealt with that?
Well, I'm going to give you 2 real quick ones. First one happened like this weekend just gone. Mm-hmm. This is a recent one.
Yeah.
I turned up, we went to Port Pirie, and we went to this sports bar in Port Pirie to do a gig. We turn up, there's a stage, and behind the stage is a massive big screen TV, and the Crows are playing on the TV, right? Yeah. And the first thing that happens is, like, we're with Richie Neighbourhood, he's running the gig, and he goes up to the lady, oh, yep, so on that stage, and she's like, yep, on the stage, and then he goes, oh, so you're going to chuck the TV off? And they go, oh, no, you just do the gig in front of the TV. We're like, but what, with the football playing? She's like, yeah, people come here to watch the football. We're like, but there's a comedy. What about the comedy show? Oh, no, people don't come here for that. They come here to watch the football. We're like, well, why is there a comedy show on? She's like, I've got no idea. Someone else booked it. But the show's on, but we just...
Fun.
So we had to sort of let people look around us to watch the fuck. Anyway, the best one, though, is another Richie Neighbourhood. Shout out to Richie out there.
Yeah, shout out to Richie.
Yeah. He doesn't even know, he can't even remember that he booked this gig for me, but he was double booked one night, and he rang me up and said, oh, Fabs, I've got a gig for you, mate. The gig's, you got to go down, it's a strip show / jelly wrestling, ladies jelly wrestling night. Fantastic. And they want you to umpire the jelly wrestling, and in between each jelly wrestling match, do a stand-up set. Yep. There'll probably be 3 or 4 stand-up sets throughout the night. They only have to be like 5 minutes each, just while they get the next ladies ready.
Yep.
And I went, oh, no, it sounds great, Richie. And he's like, $300. I'm like, at the time, I'm like, $300 sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So I turned up. I get there and they're like, yeah, you just got to commentate on jelly wrestling. I'm like, no worries. First 2 jelly wrestlers were strippers, okay?
Yeah, yep.
So that's cool. They end up completely naked in their jelly wrestling match. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, that one wins. Perfect. Then I do my stand-up set. The entire crowd, the second I started doing stand-up, turned their backs on me, went to the bar, and continued to drink until I stopped talking. They had no... And then they call me back for the next... They're like, oh, yeah, next match, here we go. The next match starts. One of the girls has gotten completely nude, and one girl's topless.
Yep.
The topless girl grabs me and drags me into the jelly wrestling arena and drags me around in the jelly.
Andy Kaufman style.
Yeah, and I think it's hilarious. I'm like, this is great. But I think I'll be a smart ass because the other girl's nude. Yeah. This girl's still got underpants on. I know it'll be funny. To help myself get off the ground, I'll grab her undies. And I'll stand up by pulling her underpants down, thus dacking her to the crowd. All right, no, very lowbrow humour, but I thought that'll be all right.
Yep.
I do that and I stand up. Turns out she didn't want the pants pulled down. She went very red in the face, and she hit me in the face with a clenched fist, harder than I'd ever been hit by a man before. She proper decked me, right? I thought my jaw was broken. She was not happy. I found out later that she wasn't a stripper, she was just someone that entered the contest and who was prepared to show the bosoms, but was not.
That was her line.
That was her line.
You crossed the boundary, mate.
And I crossed the boundary. And later that evening, her boyfriend came up to me. He was a lovely gentleman in a high-vis vest. He'd obviously come from work to see the entertainment. And I thought, he's going to be upset with me. Well, he goes, mate, that was great how you dacked her. That was fucking great. And I went, oh, man, that poor lady. But
so do you think advice would be never take it too far, let them take it too far?
Yeah, I think boundaries are just don't do inappropriate things. Like, if someone's got just underpants on, let them wear their underpants. Let them decide when they come off.
That's true. You have to. It has to be them.
So so I ended up leaving the gig with $300 and a broken jaw, and my
$300 cover your broken jaw.
Yeah, it got my treatment done, and also my phone was ruined because I had my phone.
Oh,
in my
you went
pocket.
back hill, mate. It was like getting and you got a parking ticket as well.
Oh, that's all that had to happen as well. Parking ticket, man. I've done a gig for the parking inspectors once.
Yeah.
And that was even weirder because they said, do you mind if we give out our awards before we bring you on? I went, no. Let me do my comedy show first because then there'll be just a room full of people that didn't win an award, but the person that won an award, they'll all be shit.
Yeah.
And they go, no, all right. But we just, all right. And then before they bring me on, they go, just before we bring Fabien on, the comedian, we just need to make the announcement that, does everyone remember Margaret from the Murray Bridge office? Well, she finally succumbed to cancer. She's passed away. Fuck, did she like to write a ticket out? And everyone had a little giggle, but also they felt you could hear a sad giggle. And then they're now the comedian. So they just talked about a lady dying, and then they brought me on. And
where do you go from there?
Well,
that was my first Bogan Bingo gig. Was it was a cancer. How many you had, mate? It was a fundraiser for cancer, right?
I'll just tip my beer over myself. All right.
This poor guy, was on his last legs, and it was kind of like his last night. Like we were going to shout it out and have a party. And then they opened it up. This woman just came in with this heartfelt speech, started crying, and just going, "Fuck cancer, fuck cancer." And now introducing Bogan Bingo.
How do you come from there? How do you come from there?
Next question I was going to ask you, Fabien.
Yes.
Would you ever be on a reality TV show? And if so, which one?
Alright, I think, I think I would.
Yep.
I think I would. I think I'd be on one of those singing ones. And I think I'd be that token act that can't sing very well, that thinks that they can. You know, the ones that that truly believe. Either that, or
so you would lower their expectations. And
everyone else,
just nail it.
Yeah. Someone else would be good, or either that, or one of the. I reckon I'd be great on one of those sort of, maybe one of those Bachelor ones.
Yeah, it sounds like your life. You've lived it.
I think I'd be great on one of those. Just be the sort of less buffed guy that they go,
Dadbot. Maybe you could be Dadbot.
Yeah, Dad. That's exactly the character that they'd portray me as.
Yeah,
he's just got heaps of kids. Look at him. I started doing this character, Footy Dad, where that's exactly what he is. I think I want to do a calendar where it's just me in seductive poses.
Nice.
But just as a fat guy.
Footy
Dad. But no, I would do it. I'd definitely do it just to get my name out. Just because I think it's the easiest way to not have heaps of talent and make it is reality TV show. That's where you got to aim
People
for.
still care.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm finding with this podcast is people generally don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they don't give a fuck. Okay, that's cool. So why should I?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, you don't
do
care.
it.
Why should I care?
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, but with the first one, with the talent competition, I'm finding it's all about your story. It doesn't necessarily be about your talent. So make up some heartfelt story, mate.
Mate, I nearly got... So,
Yeah.
What is it? It used to be called Australia's Got Talent or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was nearly on that because at the
Yeah.
time my mum had just gotten over throat cancer. So they were like, "Oh, tell us about your story," and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
and I use this great line where I said,
Yeah.
because my mum, because of throat cancer, she can't talk properly anymore.
Okay.
So I say, I was like, I tell my stories because she can't anymore.
Oh, you totally played off on that.
And they were like, the producers like, come over here,
Oh,
mate.
they fucking
And
make that up,
There was
man.
two like producers with their arms around me, like I think they were wanking. Like, that's how
Yeah,
much
yeah,
they
yeah.
loved the story.
Oh, you were the Sayo biscuit, mate.
That's exactly what happened. They were like, whoa.
You were the Sayo.
Oh.
They loved that. Oh, they ate it.
They ate it.
They
mate.
ate that
They
up.
ate the sayo. They loved it, and so I was for about 6 months
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I was getting calls from them constantly, saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, so we can't confirm that you're in the show yet.
Yeah.
But if you were in the show, we're thinking this entrance music. What do you think? Oh yeah, okay.
And what'd you go with?
Oh, I can't remember now, but like there was just
Flash
like,
Gordon or something.
yeah, there was just constant like.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought I was going to be on the show because it was constant. And like, oh yeah, so how sick is your mum? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who was that guy from Byron Bay that just used to just dance? And it's like, I'm dancing my depression away.
yeah, that's the kind. I don't know what he's
like
saying.
kind of that.
That's
I
what
remember
they were
that-
after.
Yeah, they wanted that, didn't they?
Yeah,
But that's what it is. It's all about your
yeah,
story.
yeah.
Stalking. When I don't really want to talk
No,
about that.
no.
That's
What about
fucking-
the other one? You got the One Nation one there. Go and ask. me.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Would you ever accept a gig for One Nation?
Yeah.
Like
So-
if they said name your price, we want you to do a fundraiser for One Nation. Would you accept the gig?
Okay, so I
Yeah.
would.
Yes.
But that price would be $10 million,
Okay.
and you have to sacrifice your leader.
That's your price point,
Yeah, like
right
they'd have
there.
to sacrifice it. Like so.
That's your price point for One Nation.
Yeah, so 10
Yeah.
million plus
10 million.
plus they'd have to sacrifice. Like they'd have to sacrifice their leader. Like, and I don't
Yeah.
mean like as in like Saka. I mean like we're talking some sort of weird ritual sacrifice, kind of some sort of
Yeah. Okay.
demonic kind of like they kill 3 goats and Pauline.
And you'd feel alright with that.
I'd be okay with it. Yeah.
Pauline comes down the local pub. She loves their steaks.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen her there a couple of times. I didn't say hi. I didn't talk to her.
Should have gone up to her and gone. "Hey."
Yeah, I should have. How much of your comedy is politics? Do you avoid politics? Do you want to kind of give people a space where it's like, can we forget about this shit? Because we hear it all the time on Facebook.
Oh mate,
There's so many comics that's like, oh, I don't want to do politics, but at the
Even-
end of the day, they fucking do.
even non-political people. I don't know
Yeah.
any political. Even non-comedy friends. You just if anything political happens, you just look on your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
And you're like, I thought Sebastian was quiet, dude. Turns out he's got a real big political agenda. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your friends are, oh no, like, fuck off, mate. I actually don't take it too seriously.
You don't. Well, I
No.
clearly don't with the Marley shit.
No, fuck.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
All right, we got. I reckon one more. And I
One more
fuck off, mate.
question.
One more,
Okay. Okay, I'm going to end on this one. What's the... I'm going to put the success music behind it. by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way, so this is like...
Yeah,
gonna
this is
do
the one.
What success means. Okay, so Fabien, what's your darkest point in your life and how did you get out of it?
I reckon the darkest point was when my then wife left me for another woman. Fuck.
Thanks for coming to the Miley Lounge, mate. This means a lot to me.
No worries, mate. I
Sharing
gotta,
a few beers.
I'm drunk now. I better go do the school pickup.
Cheers, Fabes. Legend, brother.
Mm.
Subscribe to the Attitude Consultant too.
That's right.
Yeah. And can you?
Yeah, no.
Can you give me like a 5-star review and shit?
Yeah, I will.
Sick, brother. No, thanks, man.
All right, man. I better go.
Bro.
Better run.
Dude, that was fucking killer. I hope this. Yes.
Video. You reckon the video's alright?
I reckon the video's alright.
So you gotta edit the video up as well as the recording, I guess.
I've just come across a problem though.
What's that?
Is I'm going to have to edit the video on my phone
Yep.
because my Mac software's too old.
Oh,
few
no.
phones.
Oh no.
Dude, it looks amazing.
Oh mate, I better run off.
Yeah, I'll leave it to it, bro, but that's...
It's great. Something bad needs to happen. Alright man, I better run.
Right.
Yeah,
Thanks again, man.
Thanks man, thanks for having me man.
Yeah.
Yep. Just running run off. See you Molly.
Sorry to, yeah.
It's alright. It's alright, it's all good. It's
I'll,
all good.
give me a week and I'll, hook it up.
Yeah. It's actually super fun. It's a great student setup.
Thanks, man.
No, have it back. I'll be drinking without one. I've only got one in the car anyway.
Alright, man.
See you, mate.
See you, bro.
Energy Consultant is produced by Ryan Harry and distributed by the Oscars Network.